Hello everybody, welcome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello. We go from the top. Hello Nimby. Hello Bow Bow. Hello Shy Siren. Hello Good Bugs. Hello Lucas. And hello Paladin Stamp. How you guys doing? I changed my microphone filters. I don't know if it's good or not. Hopefully it's, I don't think you can hear the air conditioning hum anymore, but I might sound a bit more crispy. I don't know. It's just gonna be a little on, I suppose. You sound fresh. I'm funky fresh. Funky fresh. You sound good. Hey, I got like a bunch of I got like compressor, equalizer type stuff. Thank you for head pad. I changed the compressor stuff. I had it before, but it was like basic one. There's more crispiness. There is more crispiness. Maybe I should not make it as crispy. Crispy cup drops. I think it's the high pass that makes me crispy. What if I just turn off the high? Bubbly. Oh, I think it was the compressor. Bubbly. Yeah, maybe I just turn off the compressor. I think it make me too crispy. But I think I still sound real crispy. Real crispy, like... I don't know. You sound more silent now. Yeah, that's because I turned off the compressor. When I turned the compressor back on, I do sound really crispy now that I'm paying attention to it. I feel like I wasn't very crispy before. Why am I so crispy? Why did I break it? I don't know. But maybe not as high. I don't know. But yeah, I'm crispier now, I guess. But I don't know if that's good or not. Crispy. I do sound crispy. Hold on. Hello, 𝑪𝒓𝒅𝒂𝒏𝒅𝒔. Welcome. Wow. It's just my fault because I have the air conditioning on. If I don't have the air conditioning on, it's gonna be a bit hot if I don't have the air conditioning on. What if I do that? What if I just do that? Is it less crispy than earlier? Crispy? 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 Oh, was it the low? I think I just sound crispy. So I think, I have an idea. I could just add a gain, and then I just do that. I think that's. I think it still just sounds crispy regardless of the what I use. Might as well do that. I don't know. I just sound crispy. Try whispering. That's not whispering. Egg. Hello, cabbage. Anyway, today we're doing reading stream. I'm a little EP, but it's okay. EP can be good, Kaye. I don't think the game is very long either. It says it's 1 hour and a half reading time. Alright, let me go to game. This is game. This is the game. Is it because I'm not even facing the microphone? I don't know. But we are crispy. Let me just do a stretch. Yeah, so this is basically the sequel to the... Okay, maybe audio is a bit too loud. Yeah, I think that works. This is the sequel to the other game that we played the other day. That we read, where we got buried and drowned and then numbed. Girl, violence. If I yandere? No, I'm not a yandere. We're just reading yandere. Okay, maybe I should. Oh. Hold on, let me push. What if I push it closer just a bit? Oh, I think that kind of helps. Maybe if it's far, then it's too crispy. But if it's nearer, it's less crispy. Ideally, I should probably get like one of those microphone arms so that I can move the microphone to my face. Hello, Daniel. Hello there, Daniel. Okay, we without further ado, we should start the reading. Let me just check if there's. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. Alright, let's start the game. Bored? Fridays I'm starting? Well, guess I'm bored now. You feel groggy when you finally wake up. The back of your head is throbbing and your mouth feels dry, as though it has been stuffed full of wool. With bleary eyes, you glance about. What time is it? Where are you? And perhaps more importantly, who are you? You don't remember. Any attempts to probe the nooks and crannies of your memory are depressingly unsuccessful. Dwelling upon your identity too deeply hurts. It's a dull sort of pain rather than a sharp one, but it makes you wince nonetheless. Perhaps it's better not to attempt to remember too much then. Thinking was never really your strong suit. You have always been a creature that existed upon pure instinct. A fool who thought that she was more intelligent than she was. It would seem that I am getting carried away. My apologies. This is not that sort of story, and in any case, I hardly have the energy to be too acerbic. I'm afraid this has already been done before, and I wouldn't want to be repetitive, or worse still, trite and tedious. I will try to restrain myself for the rest of this narrative. Now let us return to your predicament. You do not know who you are or where you are, but with some luck, there should be something close at hand to jog your memory. It's bright, and you have to blink away spots of white which bloom behind your eyelids. Hissing like a scalded cat, you rub your eyes with the heel of your palm. Your surroundings melt and twist around you, rippling like the troubled surface of a lake. Then, all of a sudden, you hear a voice call to you, light and bright and full of girlish amusement. Oh, I see you're finally awake. Who said that? Oh, maybe I should have made a voice for her. Ah, just there, you see her now. There is a woman standing by your bedside. She has hair the color of sunset that curls around her face. Her eyes are soft and a smile plays about her lips. She looks sweet like an angel, but you know only too well that looks can be deceiving. You are unsure whether you trust her. It is hard to trust anybody when your head aches so much and you do not know where you are, especially a woman such as this, who looks so very at ease. Hello, Verdant. Welcome. Yandere. It's just a visual novel. It's a visual novel, Verdant. How you doing? How you doing today? Does she not realize how anxious you feel, or does she simply not care? You try to ask her what's going on, but you can only get half of the question out before you start to cough. Oh, you poor thing. The woman tuts and then hands you a mug of something warm. I should charge my phone. You've been through a lot, but don't worry. I'll look after you. Now here, drink this. You lost your password? And you just got it back? You keep losing your password. You should write it down. You get your... Now you can comment on YouTubes. Touch my phone. You look down at the cup and its dun brown contents askance. Is this really safe for human consumption? Yes, it's fine, silly. I've not poisoned it, if that's what you're worried about. In fact, it's the opposite. The opposite? Indeed, I enchanted it to soothe away any unwanted aches and pains, and I'm sure your head is aching. It must be, after everything that's happened. What happened? Now, I'll only answer one question at a time. It'll get confusing otherwise, and you must be plenty confused already. Now come on, drink. You are a little hesitant to fulfill this woman's request. She is a stranger after all, and you have no idea what the liquid inside the cup is. This could be some sort of trap. What? But the woman is smiling, and she doesn't necessarily look wicked. Perhaps you can trust her. You bring the cup to your lips, not knowing what else to do. The weight of her expectant stare is uncomfortably heavy, and begin to sip. She doesn't look wicked. She don't look scary. The drink is warm, surprisingly so. It makes your lips tingle. As for the taste, well, it's not unpleasant. In fact, it's quite nice. Is that honey? You only intended to take a small sip of the curious drink, but before you know it, you have drowned the whole mug. It tastes too good, and your head does feel a lot lighter now. You thank the woman hesitantly. You know not what else to say, and she beams. It's alright, I thought you could use a little pick-me-up. After everything, you've not had an easy time of it, haven't you? No, you don't remember? The woman asks. Not a single thing. Well, maybe that's for the best. What happened to you was probably quite traumatic, though I did try to be gentle. I didn't want to cause you any undue hurt, but here's the thing. It's surprisingly hard to kidnap a princess from a palace without causing a bit of fuss. The woman laughs. Her laughter is light, just like her voice, and it washes over you. It ought to be soothing, just like the drink she prepared you, but it isn't. Your shoulders do not get any looser. Instead, your whole body tightens. A princess, did she say? Yes, that's right. You're a princess and I'm a witch. We got kidnapped. Everybody in the kingdom said you were singularly beautiful. Not that I put much stock in those rumors, of course. I mean, how many people can say they've actually seen a princess? I thought it was all hearsay. Just stuff and nonsense, really. But then I happened to glimpse you during a royal ball, held to celebrate your 18th year, and I realized your rumors were all true. You really are beautiful. You're so beautiful, in fact. I had to have you for myself. The woman, the witch, leans forwards. She's still smiling, but there's something unsettling about it. Her teeth, you realize with a start, are awfully sharp. Her nails, meanwhile, are terrifyingly long. She cups her face in her hands, her long fingers resting against your cheekbones. Her nails scrape against your skin like knives. Her breath smells sweet, but only superficially so. Underneath it, you think you can detect something of the crypt, something fetid. I've been laying low for a while, keeping to myself. I've been awfully good these last 100 years, but it does get boring, you know, always being on my best behavior. I'm a witch, so I'm supposed to cause the odd commotion here and there. It's all part of the profession. Witches exist to curse people and to cause problems. Likely, the witch giggles, her sickly sweet breath skimming your face. And princesses exist to be kidnapped, especially pretty ones like you. That's the way it is. It's the way it's always been. I'm just fulfilling my role in the story. So please don't get mad at me. We can't help our innate natures. The witch leans in further still, her long, fair eyelashes trembling. You look so pretty in that gown of yours, which was paler than the moonlight. But I think you look even prettier as my prisoner, at my mercy, in this tower. You're in the tower? Yes, that's right. It's a nice tall tower, out in the forest. Nobody knows where it is except myself. and it's protected by all sorts of enchantments. It's not possible for anybody to get in or out. Anybody except me, of course. The king and the queen can send out as many search parties as they want. It won't make a blind bit of difference. You'll not be escaping here in a hurry. You're all mine to do with as I please. And I'm not going to let you go. The witch's eyes flash like lightning. For a few moments, she looks unsettling, unnervingly inhuman. You want to push her away, but you can't. Your body no longer wants to obey you. Was it the beverage she gave you earlier, the one which tasted of honey? You do not know. You have no earthly clue why your body has frozen, why you cannot bend your fingers nor blink your eyelids. But these thoughts, and all other thoughts for that matter, are soon scattered. The witch dips her head. She closes her eyelids, her long lashes matting together. She parts her lips. Then she presses her mouth, which tastes of sugar and soil and something sinister, something which you cannot describe, against yours. You, of course, are powerless to resist. How could you ever hope to push her away? You are only a princess. She, meanwhile, is a witch. It is her job to dominate you. Is that not how stories such as this always go? Daughter, we got kidnapped. Nobody's gonna find us anymore. Once again, you feel groggy when you wake up. The back of your head is still pulsating and your mouth feels dry, as though it had been stuffed full of wool. Your stomach, meanwhile, is coiled up in knots. You feel sick. What time is it? You sit up in bed blearily, half asleep, wiping your eyes with the back of your arm when... Ooh, are you finally awake? Oh. You glance up, your head snapping into position, like a ball-jointed doll's. You recognize the woman who is standing by your bedside. It is the same woman you saw yesterday, the one who looks like a rose. Did she not say she was a witch? How very curious. You ask the witch what she is doing, an innocent inquiry tempered by sleep, which makes her laugh. What does it look like, my dear? I'm waking you up. Well, yes, you could see that. So I ask. But what time is it? It seems awfully early. It's not so very early, really. It's a sensible hour, one that young maidens, fair princesses such as yourself, should be up and about. I'm sure your servants awoke you far earlier than this, when you still lived in the palace, to help you with your toilet. Did they not bathe you and brush your hair and dress you? Did they? The YURI of the church. She kidnapped us because she thinks we're pretty. You cannot rightly remember, but the witch is waiting for an answer and you don't want to disappoint her. If you really are a princess, surely you must have had servants. You nod. What else are you to do? And the witch smiles. I knew it. You should have been awake hours ago. But I am an uncommonly kind witch, and I won't scold you for being slatternly. I used to be scolded myself when I was younger, for, all sorts of misdemeanors. Most of them were made up. I don't want to do unto you as others did to me, not when you are my very precious guest. One secondo. Baby. I guess that's not too bad. Okay. Your face colors a bit at the compliment, though you cannot help but wonder who will be selfish enough to scold a witch. Well, I wasn't always a witch, you know. Was she not? No, people aren't born as witches, dear one. They become them after being subjected to enough hurt during their lives that they wish to shed their former selves, so that they might attain power of their own. Witches are humans who have been wronged, who wish to inflict some part of their suffering upon others in turn. Not that I mean to hurt you, of course. There'll be a ways when you have such a pretty face, and such lovely long hair too. Now, The witch beams, looking positively perky, as she retrieves a gilt-backed brush from your bedside table. Would you let me brush your hair for you, dear one? Your hair? Hey. Hold on. I'm getting water. Drinking water. Drinking the water. Okay, wait. Just do that and remove that. That should help, maybe. Isn't the cup? Does that? No, I think, you know what? I think that does make it clearer. Just a regular old noise filter instead of the fancier noise filter. Mixing it up. Alright. Where am I? What was I doing? Okay. Yes, your hair. It is awfully tangled, and you have rather a lot of it to look after. You must have been tossing and turning in your sleep, because you've dotted it. Boy, oh boy! I hope today I see no yanderes and no yuri, but there is yanderes and yuri. Hello, Aluber. I doubt you know how to brush your own hair. What with your fancy upbringing, so may I? You eye the witch hesitantly, some of your former unease returning to you. Why, you ask the witch, does she care about your appearance so much? What does it matter when you are trapped in this tower? Braver. 88? Wow, 88? Which one you seen? She did kidnap us. Hello, Briar, how's the dating game? Oh, we're not dating, we just get kidnapped because the person thinks we're pretty, so she kidnapped us. Every moment is Yuri. Every moment is Yuri. Also, hello, Cosmos. How are you doing? It matters because you're a princess, dear one. A princess is still a princess, whether she is in the palace, surrounded by her courtiers, or trapped in a tower with a wicked witch. In fact, one might argue that a princess is even more of a princess when she is being held hostage by a witch. And how does that work? It's how all of these stories work. Princesses and witches are just two sides of the same coin. The good and the bad, the maiden and the hag. Not that I think I look particularly hag-like. As far as witches go, I think I'm a bit of an anomaly. But you're an anomaly too when it comes to princesses. Your hair is a rat's nest. I need to make you look presentable. For whose sake? For the sake of a satisfying story. You don't understand what she means by story. This is real life, is it not? Well, I wonder. What is real and what is not is often up to the beholder. You wouldn't wish to look disheveled should a handsome prince chance by your tower, would you? That would make an awful first impression. Is it likely that a prince would stop by here? Not in the slightest, but hope does spring eternal. If daydreaming about being rescued keeps you going, then who am I to rob you of that opportunity? Goodness, that is so generous of her. I know, I'm a veritable saintess. Now come here. Your hair isn't going to brush itself. You can see that the witch is very insistent about this. The why you cannot fathom, so you give in. It isn't as though you have many other options, being locked away in this tower as you are. Excellent! Now just leave everything to me. I have experience, you know, when it comes to making princesses look pretty. Oh really? Is she in the habit of kidnapping princesses? Wouldn't you like to know? The witch giggles as she settles herself down upon your bed, then reaches for your hair. Your body tenses at this initial contact, as if fretful she might strike you, might slice you. You built a Gundam with no brains? How long did that take? Hello, Kobo, welcome. But the witch, despite her title, does neither of those things. Instead, she begins to work, as obedient as any drudge, running the comb through your locks over and over and over again, until they start to crackle. She's brushing our hair. Is it next day now? On the third morning, you are ready and waiting for your visitor when she arrives, though perhaps 𝒖𝒆 would be a better word, inside your tower. You have come to expect the witch's presence, so you are not surprised when she takes a seat at the side of your bed. 9 to 1? 4 hours? Dice. Is that the does it usually take longer because you need to take breaks? You regard her uneasily, still attired in your nightgown, your hair rumpled after yet another night spent tossing and turning. You think that you had nightmares last night, though you cannot remember them, not clearly. Perhaps you were running in them. Is that why you awoke feeling so tense, your heart beating a staccato rhythm inside your breast? Yes, that sounds about right. You were running, you recall, albeit faintly, through a forest. But then the witch holds up a wicker basket from which a truly mouth-watering smell emanates, and your half-recalled dream dissipates before your very eyes. The witch giggles, and in a girlish manner she says, "Hungry?" You nod instinctively without thinking about it. You cannot remember the last time you ate, and the witch beams. "I thought so. Now here." The witch reaches into her wicker basket, then holds a flaky pastry out towards you. "Do you want some?" You stare at the pastry, your gaze affixed to it as if it were a holy grail, a sacred relic. All of a sudden, you can think of nothing but food. You are ravenous, so much so it almost scares you. It is strange, though. You cannot recall feeling hungry at all, not until the witch presented this pastry to you. It is almost as if your body forgot what it meant to be hungry until now. You could have done without the hunger pangs, but now you have remembered what hunger is. You can feel it gnawing on your insides. You're not dripping at the mouth at least, but you might as well be. You could reach out and take the pastry from the witch's long bony fingers, then stuff it into your mouth. You could tear your teeth into it, then swallow it in 2 bites. The thought is a tempting one, but it's not very princess-like. Starving though you might be, you must maintain your dignity. The witch watches as you hang back, abashed, and tuts. "I ain't hungry, but I'm so thirsty. Gotta drink water. Water." "Oh, stop being silly. If you don't get any food in your belly, you'll starve. Not even princesses are immune from hunger. Now look here." The witch breaks a piece of the pastry apart with her fingers. Then she proffers it to you. Say, "Ah." "What? Are you really doing this?" "You're gonna feed us." "Doing what?" "This play act, you mean, like lovers, or else. Does she mean to treat you like a pet?" "I'm not just treating you like a pet. You are my pet. I own you, and you belong to me. You are mine, to toy with as I choose. But for the present, I would prefer to be nice to you, not nasty. Don't make me regret this decision." The witch's eyes narrow. A foreboding shadow crosses her pretty face, though it lasts less than a moment before it dissipates. "Now come, stop this silliness. Eat." You still feel uneasy, but the witch's voice is firm and hot beneath the layers of sweetness and light, and you know better than to argue with her. You do not want to incur her wrath. You lean in. Then, as obedient as an enchanted lover, you part your lips for your captor. Nom nom nom. Nom nom nom. Hello, Mare. Hello, Nash. Good evening. Good morning. Good afternoon. Welcome, Nash. Wait, what? What? They kissed you, Bonnie? No, they didn't kiss. She just gave me bread. Wait, it's pastry, so maybe it's I guess pastry is not bread. I just joined one with that line. It's just a yandere game. She just gave me bread. She kidnapped me. You spend your 4th day in the tower sitting by the window, looking out over the forest which surrounds you. There really are a lot of trees, you think distractedly, your legs dangling over the cool lip of the sill. They spread out outwards like a green blanket, or else like an ocean wave, rippling and undulating in the breeze. You cannot look directly at the ground for too long. It makes your head spin. Just how high up are you? You ask this question to the witch, who is brewing a pot of tea over a small stove. She glances at you, a small smile playing about her lips, and says, "Is it a regular bread? It might be poison." "High enough, dear one." You ask her how high that is, and she chuckles. "Why does it matter? You won't be able to leave regardless. Not unless you can sprout wings and fly like a bird. Do you think yourself capable of such a feat?" The witch's eyes bore into you. They're sharper than knives, and they make you shudder. You glance away from her, back out of the window, over the treetops. There is a moment of silence. Then you ask the witch what she would do if you did try to jump from the window. What would happen then? "Then you would soon discover that you are not a witch or a bird, and you cannot fly. You would hit the ground, and you would break all of your bones, and that would be that. Then you would die." "Most likely, which is why I would not advise it. Of course, you are always welcome to try. But you'd be much worse off for it, don't you think? You suppose being crushed into a bloody, meaty pulp on the ground would be significantly worse than submitting to the indignity of speaking to the witch every once in a while. But being is always trapped there is not much choice, that is true. We are kidnapped." "I knew you'd say that. You're a clever girl. It must be your fancy education. You princesses are all so very smart." You bask in the compliment for a few moments, but something in the witch's words makes you frown. What is it? What does she mean, princesses? Why the plural? Are you not the first princess she has captured? "Oh, well, you know how it is. We witches are very long-lived. We have 9 lives, just like cats. Princesses, meanwhile, only have the one. It would be awfully lonely if I had to pledge myself to one princess, and one alone, when I have endured for so many years. You understand that, don't you?" "Then are you not the only princess she has kidnapped?" "Of course not. So long as princesses exist, witches like myself exist to lead them astray. But worry not. In this moment, you are the only princess that I care for, and I will take good care of you. I can promise you that." There were more princesses. "Oh, dearie me, where has the time gone?" The witch addresses you thus during your 5th day spent in captivity, after she is tired of toying with your hair. She stayed at your side rather longer during this visit than she has those in the past, and now the sun is beginning to set. The witch observes you. Her long-lashed eyes narrow, then says, "It's unfortunate, but I fear I cannot spend too much board time by your side. I need to be off. Even I have work to do." That's funny, you thought that, as a witch, it was her role to kidnap fair maidens. Is that not her primary line of work? "Oh, I wish. It would be nice if there was any money to be made in kidnapping maidens. And who knows, perhaps there is. If I put a ransom on you, I am sure the king and the queen would acquiesce to my request. I could make quite a tiny profit from capturing princesses. But they say you should never mix work and pleasure." "Boarding. Hello, TA. Welcome, TA. Yeah, well, I'm gonna need some water. Where's my water? I'll be grab my water. We're a princess. We got kidnapped. While it would be nice to make a profit from my passion, I wouldn't wish to tire of my favorite pastime. That would be a true tragedy. So she regards kidnapping young women as a pastime. Well, what else would it be? It's just a bit of fun. For her, maybe it is, but for you... Oh, I'm sure you'll get used to it soon enough. I've not been too unforgivably wicked to you, have I? You think briefly upon the kisses that the witch has plied you with during the last few days, her mouth pressed firmly against your own. You can recall the taste of her saliva upon your tongue. It was oddly floral, wasn't it? Spit. Everything about the witch is oddly floral, though you think she might be compensating for something. When she kissed you, you thought you could taste the earth and the dirt, silty soil and writhing worms. A moment passes, you blink, then quietly you say no. She hasn't been too wicked to you. She has, by all accounts, been treating you quite gently, surprisingly so for a witch. Well, there you go then. You have enough food to eat and clothes to wear and books to read. What more could a girl want for? Oh, you don't know your freedom, maybe? Freedom is overrated. How much of it did you have when you were a princess? That is a good question. You cannot remember. That's what I thought. The witch smiles smugly, then she leans in. She takes your face between her palms, cupping it, and then says, Now look, there are many people out there who seek the aid of witches such as myself. There are many sad, lonely little girls out there with no friends and family, and nobody who will listen to them. Granting their wishes is my job, though I fear I've been ignoring their plaintive cries in favor of spending time with you. My clients will probably get angry if I keep shirking my duties. Now that is peculiar. You are surprised that so many people would willingly seek the services of a witch. Do they not have a bad reputation in these lands? Indeed, we do. A bad reputation is better than having no reputation, though. Some people are desperate enough that they're even willing to turn to the devil for help. I thought that you would know that already, dear one. You fail to see how this conversational topic is related to you. But then again, you have always been a bit slow on the uptake. In any case, I think I'll be busy for a few days. I won't be able to pay you as many regular visits as I have been, but don't fret, I will try to hurry with my obligations as quickly as I can, so I can be with you once again, like fate ordained. Fate. Yes, indeed, a princess is nothing without a witch to keep guard over her. Without me, I fear your existence would lose all meaning. Yuri, yes, first name, last name. We got kidnapped by a witch. And then there was saliva. But I would lose meaning without you too. We need one another, just like roses need the earth in which they sprout. So of course I will return to you. I cannot help myself. We are drawn together, you and I, but if you wish for further reassurance, I do not mind making an oath. Now look here. The witch relinquishes her grip upon you and takes a step back. For a few moments, you allow yourself to feel a flicker of relief, soothed by the distance which has now been put between yourself and the witch. But then you see a flash of silver in the witch's right hand, and your relief soon withers. By steak so juicy, by lobster so buttery. Problems. Howdy, Briar. Hello, Sheriff Pumpkin. Hello.
_._hacker_keyblade_master became a member for 5 months.
5 months?
Briar Angel : Briar Angel : Briar Angel : Briar Angel : Briar Angel.
Briar Angel : Thank you for being member for 5 months. Did not hacker Keyblade Master. Thank you. Color. I was just thinking, like, it just sounds like the organ. Okay, what is she holding? This is a knife, my dear one. Okay. Okay. This is a knife, my dear one. Just a simple paring knife, really. I mostly use it for peeling fruits, but it should serve my purpose well enough. Behold. The witch lifts her right hand, holding it upward so it is level with your curious eyes. She extends her long bony fingers, flexing them so they seem to expand like unfurling petals of a flower. With her outer hand, she holds the handle of the knife steady. Unblinkingly, she introduces the blade of the knife to her palm. Then she presses. Blood begins to bloom on her white flesh in moments, her skin cleaving beneath the tip of the knife. You watch entranced as goblets of bright red blood splash against the silvery blade, sullying it. The witch cuts herself without any hesitation, without any emotion, as a gardener might snip through the stem of a flower with a pair of shears. Does she not feel any pain? It does not look like it. Her expression is quite impassive, unwavering even. You have wondered before, but you are quite certain now. She truly is not human. She has transcended such petty notions to become something otherworldly, something extraordinary. Now let me do the same to you. Does she mean to? But of course, a pact has no meaning if only one person is making it, just as promises have no purpose if only one person is willing to keep them. I'm already offering myself onto you, dear one. So you need to offer yourself up to me too. That way we will always be bound together. Not through words which are flimsy, but through something much more immutable. Are we getting married through blood? Both paupers and princesses are capable of telling lies, but blood is always honest. The witch speaks in a curious sing-song which does not match how cold and inhuman her eyes are. She brings down her knife, smeared copper brown with her own coagulating blood, against your palm. She presses the blade onto your skin, which is soft and unyielding, unmarked by any calluses. Yours are hands which have never known hard work. Yours are hands which have never before known any hurt. There, just stay still, all right? That's a good girl. You're doing so well. But that was before you met the witch. She cut us. Once more, you find yourself sitting by the tower window, looking out over the forest. The witch was right, you think glumly as you scan the tops of the trees. This tower really is deep in the woods. Though you strain your eyes, there is nothing but green, green, and more green. The trees are nigh on endless. You have pondered the pros and cons of jumping from the window before, so that you might run to safety, but you already know that this is a fool's errand. Your room in the stone tower is too high up, for one thing, for you to jump. If you were to attempt it, you would shatter both of your legs or worse. You are unsure whether you can survive the fall, no matter how verdant the grass is at the base of your tower. And even if you did survive, you would not know where to run. You do not know where the nearest city is. For all you know, it could be miles and miles away. Nobody will be coming to save you, and you cannot save yourself. Princesses shouldn't be too proactive. That isn't how stories like these are meant to go. Like a good little girl, you sit by your window, looking out over the forest, which stretches on endlessly, and you think. You daydream and you did it, but in the end you do absolutely nothing. We're wasting our time away in the tower. Once again, the witch doesn't come to see you. It's been 2 days since you last saw her. Only 2 days, but the time has begun to drag. If she went through all the effort to kidnap you, then shouldn't she make an effort to spend a bit more time with you? You'll have to give her a piece of your mind the next time you see her. It really isn't proper, leaving a lady such as yourself alone for so long. But has it really been that long? It has only been 2 days. That is not so very much. Why then do you feel so uneasy? You have a vague feeling that, in your past life, a life you can't even remember, you did more than sitting about or lying about waiting. But what else do princesses do other than wait? They wait in their palaces for balls, and then they wait at these balls to be asked to dance, and then they wait for a handsome princes to propose and whisk them away to other, bigger castles. You should be used to all this inertia, this yawning, empty nothingness, but it still gnaws at you. It consumes you, eating you away from the inside out. But you are a good girl at the end of the day, and you know better than to overstep the boundaries of the role the witch provided you. You are a princess, and princesses ought not to try and escape. All you can do instead is remain in your room and let the world pass you by. What if we're gonna starve to death? Waiting for ball. It's a party. Yeah, like the royal balls. Dear one, it really is good to see you again. I missed you.
Briar
Oh my
Trumpet
god!
gifted membership to Little Panda 2927.
You're awake! Hello, my trumpet is being struck by lightning. Thank you for the gift, Grandpa. Oh wait, it is Friday. Usually you're asleep by now. I woke up. You wake up halfway through your evening. Let me drink my water. Saturday? No, Saturday is too far. Well, I guess it's past midnight for you. So I guess it is Saturday for you. So far, we got kidnapped by this witch. For a princess, she put us in a tower, and then we exchanged saliva, and she cut our hand. What 24? Oh, so 2 hours ahead. Okay. Oh man, you wake up pretty early. Sometimes, most of the time, then you do your work stuff. Dear one, it really is good to see you again. I missed you. Hold on. There we go. That is what the witch says when she appears in your tower one sunny morning, after smoothing down the satiny fabric of her petal-shaped gown and adjusting her hair. You jump upon hearing the witch's honeyed words and drop the book you were perusing from your awkward, fumbling fingers. Wide-eyed, you glance towards the window, where your unexpected, though perhaps anticipated, guest is standing. You hope it does not show in your face. You do not want to be too woefully obvious, but part of you is relieved to see the witch again. You still do not care for her, of course. She is your captor, but her company is better than no company. Though you have always had a fondness for reading, books can only alleviate so much of your loneliness. It is always better to have somebody else to speak to, even if that somebody else is a witch. How have you been getting along, dear one? The witch asks you, her voice positively skipping as she approaches you. I hope you've not been too bored without me. Your cheeks prickle as you dip your head. Is this Stockholm Simulator? Yes. We're gonna get the syndrome. Quietly, you mumble something in response, that it has not been too bad, really. You've been reading, and books are amusing diversions, yes. I know that full well. I used to read a lot myself when I was younger and more awkward than I am now. In my youth, all my friends could be found inside of books. I'm glad that we have so much in common. You will have to tell me all about the stories you've been reading later. But for now... The witch looks you up and down. She takes in your disheveled state. You have not been awake long, though the sun is high in the sky, and tuts. Your hair is full of more knots and tangles than a bramble bush, and the collar of your off-white nightgown is slipping down one of your shoulders. You must make quite the sight, a supposition that the witch affirms with a click of her tongue. Dear, you have not been looking after yourself at all. I know being shut up in this tower must be tedious, but you are still a princess. You can't afford to be so careless with your appearance. You really would be helpless without me. The witch retrieves the brush from your bedside table, then approaches you. Let's get you looking pretty, shall we? The mattress depresses beneath the witch's thighs, and you sigh. You know there is little point in trying to pull away from her. Even if you did, where would you go? The witch is all that you have. Without her, you are nothing. Your own worthlessness has already been imbued deep within your bones. You do not want to admit it, but even you cannot deny the wave of relief which comes when you finally submit to her. She brushed her hair with like the doll, and she is the doll owner. The witch stays with you in your tower for a few days, just as she did when you first incarcerated. She tells you stories about her travels and about the sad girls whose wishes she oh so kindly grants. She also tells you fairy tales, some of which you remember, though vaguely, from your childhood. She toys with your hair, weaving flowers through it, and she brews you cups of tea to keep you warm. She dresses you up in various outfits, and she paints your face as if you were a doll. Exactly, that's what I said. Then, when the night falls, she takes you to bed, embracing you, your bodies slotting together as if it were meant to be. Though her touch unnerved you in the beginning, you begin to find a strange sort of comfort in her proximity. You cannot recall anybody being as gentle with you as her. We have the Stockholm, though perhaps that is not saying very much, given you cannot recall much at all. Then, when she leaves you, you cannot help but feel her loss. The tower feels uncomfortably empty in her absence, like a newly missing tooth, an empty cavity which ages. You sit up in bed early in the morning after her departure and toy with your head. You run your fingers through it just as the witch did, but you are hopelessly clumsy and your fingers falter. You try to braid your hair, but you cannot manage it without it becoming untied. Part of you wonders whether this is not some great failing, given you are a princess. Our princess is not supposed to take great pride in their looks, primping and preening. You must be a poor sort of princess. But despite that, the witch still cared enough to try and kidnap you. That must mean that you are worth something. If not to your parents, did they ever really love you? If they haven't bothered to look for you, then to the witch. At least you have her, and that is enough for the present to soothe you, no matter how hollow your heart might feel. All more days are passing. It's not just the one day. The days pass by slowly as you wait for the witch's return. Not you try to tell yourself that you really care about her. She might have braided your hair oh so gently, threading threading flowers through it, and she might have fed you sugary sweet treats with her fingers. Hey, hello, being fun. Welcome, being fun. We are reading visual novel. We are princess, kidnapped by witch. That's basically it. But still, she tore you away from everything you once knew and loved. She has ruined your life. You know that you should despise her. But when the witch finally returns, you set your book down a little too quickly and look at her a little too expectantly. The witch seems to notice this. She notices everything with those eagle eyes of hers, because she giggles and says, My, somebody's eager. Did you miss me that much, dear one? Your face flushes at this, like a red-capped mushroom, and inwardly you wince. You wish you weren't so transparent. You look at your feet, you cannot look at the witch, your captor, and mumble something that is only faintly intelligible. Your response is hardly elegant, but the witch catches the general gist, because she chuckles. Come now, don't be like that. I know you like me, or I know that you like me really. Otherwise, you wouldn't look so enthusiastic. You tell the witch sullenly, in the voice of a in the voice of a truculent child, that you are not enthusiastic. She's reading too much into things. If you say so, dear. The witch smiles, then reaches into the wicker basket that dangles from the crook of her arm. It seems like you're determined to be difficult today, though why I don't know. You'll ruin your pretty face, scowling at me like that. But maybe this will cheer you up. The witch draws something from her basket, and entranced despite yourself, you observe her. Hey, Brain Chick. Hello, Flash. Hello, Flash. We are a princess. We got kidnapped by this witch. We have Stockholm Syndrome. You can see that she is clutching a small stack of books, 3 of them to be precise, bound in leather. She holds them to you like a peace offering, her smile soft. Here, is this enough to satisfy you, dear one? You thank the witch for her thoughtfulness, feeling ashamed by your earlier conduct, and she beams. It's no trouble at all. I would not wish for you to be bored. Now let me look at you. How have you been faring in my absence? I see you've been eating well. That's good, but... The witch examines you critically, as a sculptor might eye a piece of marble, pondering with their mind's eye the hidden art piece waiting to burst forth from within it. Something about the way the witch looks at you makes you tremble. Her gaze really is discerning. It's as sharp as a razor, uncomfortably so. Why does the witch make you feel like this? You do not know, but... Oh dear, your hair looks awfully naughty. I fear you've not been taking proper care of it. You ask the witch once more why it matters, and she tuts. Of course it matters. If you stop paying attention to your appearance, my eyes might begin to wander. I'm a fickle woman after all. She's hardly a woman. She's a witch. Yes, exactly. We're notorious for being inconstant, though I suppose that is what happens when one lives as long as we do. The witch chuckles, then retrieves the gilt-backed brush from your bedside table next to the pile of books. Now, would you let me take care of you? Let's get you looking presentable. The previous one was Hunter, the other witch? She did look very badass. You bristle at the witch's words. How impetuous she is, though you wonder whether your response mightn't be, in part, from anticipation. The thought of being taken care of is not wholly unpleasant, even if the one who means to take care of you is a witch. More days are passing. It has been almost a month since you were kidnapped. Not that you know it. Time has us all meeting you, shut away within your tower, but it continues still. That is 30 days and soon to be 30 nights. More than 700 hours spent trapped within the stone walls of your new home. Yes, you suppose you have begun to regard this place as a home. It is where you now live, whether you like it or not. You have not yet found a way to escape. You do not know if such a way exists. The walls of your tower are thick and impermeable, and your room is too high up for you to jump out the window. There are no stairs which lead downstairs, to the entrance at the base of the tower, if indeed there is an entrance at the base of the tower. For all you know, there is no way out. Is that not what the witch told you? She said she was the only one able to enter and exit at will. You, meanwhile, are quite in her thrall, incapable of escaping. You have been in there for such a long time you are beginning to wonder whether you even want to escape. Where would you go if you were able to leave? What would you do? You do not know. So you continue to stay there. There is nothing else for you to do. Oh, we're just embracing our captivity. More days, more nights. Do you ever feel like screaming, dear one? The witch asks you this question one day when she is sitting with you upon the bed. Once more she is toying with your hair, her fingers snicking through it like the teeth of a comb. Her fingers are long and cold, as are her nails. They scrape against your neck, oddly inhuman, and you tremble, though you try to suppress it. You do not want her to know that she unloves you, or worse still, that she endears you. You ask the witch, who sounds uncommonly weary, whether something is bothering her, and she sighs in response. Is that apparent? It is rather apparent, yes. It is not like the witch to speak of being tired. You thought there was an emotion which afflicted lesser people, not all-powerful beings such as herself. Oh, you flatter me. I am hardly all-powerful. I endured my fair share of hardship before I was able to become the woman I am today. I have suffered in my time, oh yes, more than you might realize. But my recent suffering has been the more manageable garden variety, I suppose. You incline your head, taking care not to disturb the delicate braids, the which is twining through your hair in interest. What manner of suffering could be described as garden variety? It is silly, really, but... The witch clears her throat and says, I told you that I grant wishes, yes? You think she had mentioned it, yes. Well, there's the thing. Putting yourself in a servile position to others only ever results in headaches. So many girls demand so very much of me, it fast becomes tiring, and they can be grateful too. I've been doing my best to live up to everybody's expectations, but it wears upon me. I have rather begun to sicken of other people. They can go and rot for all I care. But you are different. I know, no matter how much hardship I have to endure, you will not leave me. You will not abandon me. I won't let you. We are trapped forever and ever and ever and ever. Let me unplug my phone. Oh, that's quite a lot of days. My, you really have become obedient, dear one. The witch's voice is warm in your ear, her breath ghosting against your skin as she sits behind you upon your bed. Once again, the witch is toying with your hair. She never seems to tire of it, and you no longer try to pull away from her. You do not want to. What would you be without her? At this point, you can hardly imagine. The witch, recognizing how dependent you have become, giggles and says, You really are a good girl. You were quite the handful in the beginning, but you've warmed up a good deal. It makes for quite the change. Now tell me, dear one, do you miss me when I'm not there? You swallow. Your own saliva tastes musty on your tongue, like an old dress which has not been worn in years, like a subterranean prison cell which sees no sunlight. Though the witch is asking, it is a moot question. She already knows the answer. Yes, you miss her. When she is away, you miss her awfully. How nice. I'm glad to hear it. It's wonderful that you can finally be honest with yourself. But I think you're still holding back. holding back. Indeed, I think your feelings towards me, dear one, are even more intense than that. If you miss me, then it makes me wonder. Do you also love me? For a few moments you simply sit there, stunned. You know not what to say, what to do. Though the witch's tongue is gentle, you feel trapped, a prisoner clapped in irons. If you had strength enough, you would throw her hands off you and scramble away, clutching what little remains of your dignity to your chest. But what dignity do you have really, when you have already surrendered yourself to a wicked witch? You can no longer pretend to have any airs and graces, but even then you find there's only one thing you can say to her. I don't love you. That's the only option. Oh? The witch frowns, her arms crossed. Is that so? You worried initially that the witch might be hurt by your response, but that does not seem to be the case. Instead, she seems to ponder, now holding one hand beneath her chin. A moment passes, and then... Well, it's no matter. I expected as much. We haven't spent all that much time together. Not yet, at least. For a witch, a few months is nothing, really. We are beings who exist beyond mere mortal's conception of time. We see years as seconds, months as a mere blinking of the eye. I could keep doing this over and over again until you profess to love me, as I know you do deep down. Here the witch's smile takes on a sinister edge. She retrieves her knife from the air. Where did she pull that? You hardly know. Then says, and I think that is just what I'll do. Now please don't squirm, dear one. This won't hurt too much. Although she's going to spoil us now. And then the game is going to restart. You want to ask her what she means and what she wishes to do with that knife. But you can't get the words out, though perhaps this is a good thing. Such questions are awfully trite and tedious, and they are pointless besides. You already know what the witch is planning. She moves in, quick and nimble as a dancer, winding an arm about your waist. In this... Hold on, that's French. Google Translate. That's pretty sure that's French. How do you pronounce it? Oh, I've spelled it wrong. Okay, let's see. How do you No, is it not French? No, it is French, but... Okay, wait, how do you pronounce it? Just says pas de deux. And then in English it's pas de deux. Yeah, that's difficult. You are her partner, pulled to her chest as if in a lover's embrace. Not of two. I see. I've never seen this phrase before. You feel her fingers splayed against you. Feel her breath upon your cheeks. Hey God, you got an end? Oh, welcome back. Welcome back from advertisement. Then you feel the blade of her knife. It enters your chest, plunging deep, deeper than you thought it possible for such a small knife to penetrate. You gasp. You splutter. The front of your nightgown blooms red, just like a garish rose, so bright it hurts for you to look at. It's too painful. The smell of copper fills the air. It fills your mouth. Your vision begins to skew, as does your body. You pitch to one side, clumsy as a duckling, no longer a ballerina worthy of performing upon the same stage as the witch. She is graceful and elegant, as if she's made of air, and you have never felt more lumbering. You pitch to one side, the witch stepping back in a flurry of crimson as she does. Oh my! Careful, dear. I wouldn't want you to stain my lovely dress. Why we get you stabbed? Because she loves us or something. Then your head hits the floor with a smack. For a few moments as you lay there, you know pain, a sharp, intense agony which consumes you like a wildfire. Your blood pours from your chest, pooling on the floor in a sick, sticky puddle. You try to breathe, but your body refuses you. Your lungs ache, and at every inhalation is agony. The few sad, pathetic snatches of air you are able to inhale taste like glass. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. But to your immense relief, it doesn't hurt very long. The witch bends down, knife in hand. Gently, she caresses your face, as though she means to soothe you, as though she cannot countenance how you came to be in such a sorry state. My apologies, dear one. I wasn't as efficient as I would have liked. I still don't have much patient practice with this, but I'm sure you'll forget it all soon enough. In a few minutes, this will all fade away, just like a bad dream. What about books on tape direction? What do you mean, Daniel? Then she plunges his knife into your limp, unresisting body once more. You feel the cold, inorganic material plunge deep inside you, chilling you from the inside out. The knife violates your body, which is fast becoming a corpse. More of your life's blood oozes from the gaping, violent wound in your stomach, which is very, very red, just like a rose. Hello, Brian. We got stabbed. And we're dead now. Happy Friday. Happy Friday! Then there is nothing. You bleed out, your vision blurring, and you die. You do not even have a chance to try and resist your fate. The witch is not merciful, no matter how she claims to care for you, and she will not grant you such a reprieve. Why would she, when you had rejected her so callously? In this fairy tale theater full of bad endings, you reaped what you sowed with your cruelty, your callousness. But don't worry, this is not the end. Don't you know that all fairy tales have to have happily ever after? It's resetting! That's why we forgot our memory at the beginning of the game, because she keeps monitoring us. Lots of authors have already done them. You mean like audiobook? I mean, you need the rights to do audiobooks. Hello, Conway. My fate was sealed. What was your fate? Is it to be bored? I'm gonna drink some water. When I read it, I think maybe it's the air conditioning, because like my mouth gets really dry, which is why like sometimes I pause for a bit. Maybe I'll lower the air conditioning, or is it set to dry? No, it's set to cool. It's already quite low, the air conditioning today. I'll heighten it. You feel sick when you finally wake up. Like an injured animal, you lie there, so enfeebled you can scarcely move. Your chest hurts, as though it was recently split apart. Your heart, meanwhile, hammers anxiously in your breast, a thick, unwieldy piece of muscle which is working too hard to assert its own existence. Your fate is to beat a blue lady? Damba-dee-damba-da. With trembling fingers, you look down. You half expect to find the front of your nightgown dyed red with blood, but it's not to be. Your nightgown is a pure, peerless white instead, the fabric smooth and unwrinkled. How peculiar. You were so convinced upon waking that you would find a crater in your chest, a hole where your heart used to be, that your reality is a touch disappointing. It feels like a letdown. But you would rather have your heart in place, you suppose, inside your breast than outside it and lying upon the floor. With your immediate welfare assured, you then glance about your surroundings. You think that this room, with its stone walls and the bookcases and the wooden chair by the window, looks vaguely familiar. Where have you seen it before? You wonder this, trying to grasp at your faint, fleeting memories, when you hear a voice. You whip your head about, the lights in the room flickering, the sun outside sinking, then rising again, then... Oh, I see you're finally awake. You recognize the voice, but where's its owner? Ah, just there, you see her now. There's a woman standing by your bedside. She has hair the color of sunset that curls around her face. Her eyes are soft and a smile plays about her lips. She looks sweet like an angel, but you know only too well that looks can be deceiving. Have you not spoken to her once before in this very room? You are sure you have, but the harder you try to grasp these details, the more faint and flimsy they become. Is she describing Briar? Because she has a nightgown? But her nightgown is white. Perhaps you are making it up. You always have had a penchant for daydreaming. You have not seen this woman before, and if you have, you must have seen her in a dream. Or else, perhaps, a nightmare. Oh, you poor thing, the woman tuts. It's almost as though she can tell what you're thinking, or maybe she can simply see your feelings written upon your face, because she says, "You look to be in a bad way. You're awfully dazed, but I ought to be able to help you. Here, drink this." The woman with eyes like roses hands you a mug, one which is earthen and full of some warm liquid of a suspicious honey hue. You look down at the cup and its dun-brown contents askance. Is this really safe for human consumption? Is this all exactly the same? Can I try to skip it? Okay, there we go. Then you take in the woman sitting before you, or is she a woman? It is hard to tell. Her appearance is oddly amorphous. Thank you for headband. Seeming to shift even as you observe her between various ages, various states of being. In one moment she looks younger than you, fresh-faced and rosy-cheeked, a young maiden not yet in her 18th year. But then in another moment, you could swear she's ancient beyond mortal comprehension, decades of experience painting her face so that the hollows of her eyes seem to sag. How old is this girl-woman, this apparition of no fixed appearance, with her pale skin and her pale pink hair? You do not know. You cannot get to the bottom of her. She is like a puzzle box, a mystery which demands solving. But you are tired and your head hurts, and you scarcely know who you are, let alone who this girl, this woman is. You cannot think. It hurts to think, but that does stand to reason, does it not? The woman, did she not introduce herself yesterday as a witch, and said you were a princess, and princesses are not supposed to think? If you try to employ too much brain power, you accomplish naught save ruining your good looks. I think this is the same now. Oh wait, no, never yet. It is better not to bother. You ask the witch what she's doing. Okay, this one already. Brief. Okay, so it's like the same, but there's interjected new dialogue in between some of the days. Briefly, you think of denying her query. Though you know you are being unreasonable, it feels almost like an accusation, as she is mocking you for needing to consume food to live. For some reason, admitting it to the witch that you possess such base needs feels excruciating. You would just as soon admit that you like rolling about in the dirt like a beast. That is how she makes you feel. You keep your mouth closed, your lips pressed together, but though your mouth might be silent, the rest of your body is not so obedient. From your stomach, a low, earthy rumble emits, loud enough there's no mistaking it. You wind your arms around your stomach, but it makes not a blind bit of difference. It continues to rumble regardless, low and deep, like an undersea disturbance. Your head is soft and shiny on my egghead. The witch notices it. Well, of course she does. How could she not? And giggles. Well, at least your body's honest, even if your mouth isn't. Your face blushes bright red at this, of all the indignities, but the witch does not linger upon it. Perhaps she's trying to spare you. Okay, this is the shape, I think. Wait, not yet. Instead she reaches into her wicker basket, then holds a flaky pastry out towards you. You stare at the pastry, your gaze affixed to it as if it were holy grail, a sacred relic. No, this is the same. Okay, there we go. This should be the next day. The breeze disturbs your head, the hem of your dress. You exhale. A few moments pass, awkward moments, as the witch hums to herself, where you glance out over the trees. A question rises to your throat, one which feels too large for your slender body. The MC had the rumbly-tumbly in the tummy. You know she will not like the answer, but you still feel compelled to ask. Why, you ask the witch, did she trap you in this tower in the first place? What does she want from you? Oh, you silly thing. The witch steps aside from the stove and kneels before you. She takes your hands between her long bony fingers and gives them a squeeze. A shock of cold knifes through you, and you shudder. With wide, deer-like eyes, you observe the witch as softly she says, "I don't want anything from you. I just want you." You do not understand the distinction, and you tell her as much. What does she mean? "What I said. You don't need to do anything, dear one, or say anything. You don't need to be anything other than yourself, of course. I didn't bring you here because I desire you to act in a certain way. I just wish to enjoy your company." There's something a little flattering, I suppose, about that. Your heart flutters, color rising to your cheeks. But it still does not answer your question. If she wanted only to enjoy your company, why did she have to keep you a prisoner? Could she not enjoy your company in another manner, one that's less inconvenient? "Naturally, that is what I wished, but it isn't so easy, you know." "It isn't?" "No, dear one. You're a princess, you see, and I'm a witch. We could not have been together if you had remained in the palace." The part where she says, like, you princess, I wish. It reminds me of that Avril Lavigne song. "You just stay the boy. Yes, I think I like the boy." You would have been wed to a boorish, loudest prince who wouldn't appreciate you, and I would be distraught. Distraught? Does she truly care for you that much? "I care for you a lot, dear one." The witch speaks softly, her voice disarmingly gentle, as she cups your cheek, her fingers sliding into your hair. Her digits are still disturbingly bony, but you find you don't mind it as much as you thought it would. It no longer bothers you. There's something almost soothing about her touch. "That's why I had to kidnap you. If I want to put it selflessly, I suppose I could say I meant to rescue you from your tedious fate of being wed to some strange man and whisked away to a foreign land, taken far away from me. But I'm a witch, so I'm selfish, and that's not really why I brought you here. I brought you here because I wanted to be with you. I couldn't bear to see another speak to you or touch you. I wanted to keep you all to myself, which is why you can't leave. I knew from the moment I laid eyes on you that I wished you to be mine, and so I took you. That's all there is to it." And if you ask, your voice shaky, were you to jump out the window, what then? "Then you would soon discover that you're not a witch or a bird and you cannot fly. You would hit the ground and you would break all your bones and that would be that. Then you would die." "Most likely, which is why I would not advise it. Of course, you're always welcome to try. But you'd be much worse off for it, don't you think?" Okay, this is the same. This should be the next day now. So it's like the names that pass are the same, but yeah, new dialogue. It's also like some slight changes to the names, very slight. Your brow furrows, your expression flat and dull, uncomprehending. Did you once turn to a witch, this witch, for help in the past? If you led a life as sheltered as the witch is claiming, it doesn't seem beyond the realms of possibility. But this, like so many other things about your past, will have to remain a mystery. In any case, I think I'll be busy for a few days. I won't be able to pay you as many regular visits as I have been. But don't fret. I will try to hurry with my obligations as quickly as I can, so I can be with you once again like fate ordained. Fate? Yes, indeed. A princess is nothing without a witch to keep guard over her. Without me, I fear your existence would lose all meaning. But I would lose meaning without you too. We need one another just like roses need the earth which they sprout. And of course, I will return to you. I cannot help myself. We're drawn together, you and I, but if you wish for further reassurance, I do not mind taking an oath. Now look here. The witch relinquishes her grip upon you and takes a step back. Yeah, that's old. Yes, you think that is the right word for it. Your tower is lonely. You have been trying not to admit it, not even to yourself, because that feels like a confession of weakness. but the quiet has been gnawing on you. Though the witch is no ally of yours, it is quite the opposite in fact. It is nice to have another human to interact with. Not you suppose that she is a human, not in the traditional sense of the word. She's still a witch. You cannot trust her, and yet... How have you been getting along, dear one? The witch asks you, her voice positively skipping as she approaches you. I hope you've not been too bored without me. Your cheeks prickle as you dip your head. Quietly, you mumble something in response, that it has not been too bad, really. You've been reading, and books are... Okay, this is the same. Who else do you have, after all, to spend your time with? Who else would look at you like the witch does, with enchanted eyes, as if everything you have to say, not that she gives you ample opportunities to speak, is utterly enrapturing? You have never met anybody like her before. At least you do not think you have. Your past is hazy. Your memory is vague and cloudy, like the surface of an old mirror, and you cannot remember. Still, you think that the witch must be special. She makes you feel special, and that is reason enough to hold her in high esteem. Then, when she leaves you, you cannot help but feel her loss. The tower feels uncomfortably empty in her absence, like a newly missing tooth, an empty cavity which ages. You sit up in bed early in the morning after her departure and toy with your head. Okay, this is the same. Barkle. I think this is the last day. You stare at the witch with wide, anxious eyes, just like a deer's. This question has stirred something within your chest, half-remembered dreams, perhaps, or passing fancies. Or maybe even memories. You can recall somebody asking you this question once, a long, long time ago, but you don't remember who it was. We're both self-conscious about our Stockholm. Yeah, I think we have like some vague memories of like like in our subconscious about what happened before. You don't remember how you responded to their query. You do remember the pain, however, short and sharp. Then there was nothing. Well, the witch asked, her rose-colored eyes are fixed upon you. What do you have to say? You do not know. You stand there shaking, your hands clasped at your heart, as if to defend it from a vicious predator, a clever-eyed crow perhaps, who likes to make meals out of knock-kneed princesses. What should you say? I don't love you. I don't love you at all. Look at all the I don't love yous. I love you. Though you know the witch's question is a loaded one, you know full well what answer she wants. You cannot bring yourself to give it. You cannot tell the witch that you love her, even though your body is screaming at you to do so, your every nerve ending on fire. You have vague memories of beholding this scene once before, of the witch standing before you, knife in hand, but even then you will not betray yourself. You would not let her get the better of you. She has taken so much of you already, your freedom, your future, and so many, many hours. You will not let her have your heart too. That is something you must guard jealously, for as a princess is your heart not your greatest asset. You must keep it safe so that you might bequeath it to a handsome prince who might one day come by to rescue you. But the witch must know what you're thinking, because the smile which paints her lips is cruel, mocking even. She snorts, then she says, Oh, you mean to reject me because you think a prince might rescue you? It is a pretty notion, my dear, but there's no prince to rescue you now. It should have been the third one. My bad. There's just you and me. You can accept my love or not, but if you don't, you will suffer the consequences. Haven't you learned your lesson already, you silly thing? You really are stubborn. There's a flash of light. The witch retrieves, seemingly from thin air, a knife, one with a short blade, but it's sharp enough. You know from past experience how very devastating that blade can be. You are sure now, as you back away from your captor, that this scene has played out once before, exactly as it is now. You are sure that the witch has descended upon you, knife in hand, but your feet refuse to move. Good luck, my friend. Hello, Apex. We're getting stabbed the second time. They root you to the spot as if you are an old oak tree, incapable of breaking away. This is simply a role to play in the story. Fair, pretty princesses always meet tragic ends like this, when there are no princes about to rescue them. You play with fire, you poor little fool, and now you have become hopelessly burned. The witch plunges the knife into your breast for a second time, while you stand there, unresisting. This time she makes quicker work of you, and she pierces your heart in a single blow. Your body slumps to the ground, senseless, just like a doll's. And once again, the cycle repeats itself. Well, I'm dead again. Wait, no. You feel pained when you finally wake up. Your whole body burns as though cast into flames, and the first thing you do upon waking is scream. You scream over and over again, like a banshee, all while tearing at your body, grabbing fistfuls of cloth between your fingers. As you mean to rend your own nightgown asunder. Gerald, we're back again. Somebody stabbed you, you can remember that much. A knife plunged into your chest, between your ribs, and pierced your heart. You bled out and you died, and it hurt. It hurt so much you don't know why you're still sitting here, unblemished, or why you're still breathing. What's going on? You shouldn't be alive. You died, you're sure of it. You know that you died. You felt yourself dying. You felt your corpse slowly becoming cold as you lay there, still and stiff, a porcelain doll made immovable, mutable flesh, left to mold and wither away. But your chest is whole, your nightgown clean. There is no blood. There's no wound. What happened? You examine yourself, your heartbeat slowly steadying. This reminds me of Slate the Princess. Hello, Daru. Well, yeah, we're dying a bunch. Just because we don't love her. With shaking hands, you press your fingers to your chest as if this act might reveal some secret cavity in which you can wriggle your digits inside like worms. You pat yourself down, but in vain. There is nothing wrong with you at all, and now you are starting to feel rather silly. You flushed, embarrassed at your unseemly conduct, when all of a sudden, you hear a footstep. You whip your head upwards, the lights in the room flickering. The moon outside sinking, they're rising again, then... Ooh, I see you're finally awake. Good night. Yeah, we've been through this before. Okay. She stayed at your side rather longer during this visit than she has those in the past, and now the sun is beginning to set. The witch busied herself for hours, playing with you as one might a doll, though you, of course, are much more than that. While dolls have hard, impermeable bodies made of porcelain, which are incapable of experiencing sensation, it is not so for you. You feel every single touch the witch bestows upon you. When her fingernails press against your scalp, you cannot help but shudder. You have begun to think, during the ensuing days, that perhaps things would be easier if you were a doll. Then you would not sigh as so from her touches, would not lean into her kisses, though you wish you could lean away. If you could not feel emotions, perhaps the witch would not take so much obvious delight in drawing them out of you. Then perhaps she would not torment you so. Like a playground bully, the witch keeps on pressing. She pokes and she prods until your stony facade crumbles. She takes delight in your whimpers, but she seems to enjoy it all the more when you snap at her. You have told the witch to leave you alone before, but she never does. Your aggression only ever procures from her that light, tinkling laughter which has begun to grate on you so, the laughter of a child who knows not the hurt she is causing. Or perhaps she does know, but she does not care. You're unsure what is worse. The witch finally seems to have enough of your company, however, because she rises from your bed. The witch observes you, her long lashed eyes narrowed, then says, It's unfortunate, but I fear I cannot spend too much more time by your side. I need to be off. Even I have work to do. That's funny. You thought that, as a witch, it was her role to kidnap fair maidens. Is that not her primary line of work? Oh, I wish. It'd be nice if there was any money to be made in kidnapping maidens. And who knows? Perhaps there is. Okay, that's old. You are unsure whether you can survive the fall, no matter how verdant the grass is at the base of your tower. And even if you did survive, and your legs did not break from the impact, which are already two great suppositions, you would not know where to run. You do not know where the city is. For all you know, it could be miles and miles away. It could even be across a sea of lava, across a tempestuous ocean. You have no idea if this is the country you were born in, and neither do you know where you are on any map. The witch is the only person who can tell you where you are, and you get the distinct feeling she is not being wholly truthful with you. She responds to your queries, yes, but her words seem to bend just like the sunlight when it meets the surface of a mirror. Her words are like quicksilver, they shift and mutate, and you cannot pin them down. When you ask her where you are, she smiles and laughs and says, "Why, in this tower, of course." When you ask her what the tower is, she says, "In the woods." That's not a lie, of course. You are most definitely in tower, which is situated in the woods, but any attempt to extricate further information from her results in laughter. If you ask too many questions, she invariably starts kissing you. It's quite effective at shutting you up. It's very hard to articulate yourself when the witch's tongue is nudging against your own, and her arms are about you, and you are sighing. When she takes you in her arms, and she holds you, and she kisses you, you forget about your questions. You forget about trying to escape, if only for a few brief, blissful moments where nothing much seems to matter save her. Then she leaves you, and you find yourself feeling more uneasy than ever before, disgusted at yourself for cleaving so easily to her kisses, and even more confused. You have no idea where you are, but maybe the particulars don't matter. You are in a tower in the forest, and nobody but the witch knows where you are. Nobody will be coming to save you, and you cannot save yourself. Even if you could jump from the window, you can't, and you knew where the city was, you don't. There is something rather uncouth about attempting to escape. You are a princess after all, and princesses aren't supposed to rescue themselves. That's not how stories like these go. I think... Wait, not yet. Okay. They're supposed to wait until a handsome prince rescues them. That's what you do. Like a good little girl, you sit by your window, looking out over the forest, which stretches on endlessly, and you think. You daydream and you did it, but in the end, you do absolutely nothing. Okay, that's old. Spooching to shut someone up. Let me drink some more water. That's why you begin reading. It's unfortunate that the tower isn't completely devoid of entertainment. There are books at these, shelves full of them, stacked against the stone walls. There are so many books the wood shelves groan beneath their weight. You're hard-pressed to pick a book, but you eventually settle upon a romance. It's frothy and inoffensive and not particularly interesting, but losing yourself within its pages is better than sitting idle. It at least occupies your brain. It stops you from thinking about your predicament, which can only be described as dire, and it stops you, too, from thinking about her. That really is the most frustrating part about this whole experience. When the witch was with you, forever by your side, you could not wait to be rid of her. Now you are rid of her, you have nothing left to look forward to save her next visit. You have nothing left to look forward to save her next visit. Your world has become very small indeed since you were kidnapped, compressing down on itself until it could fit inside a walnut shell. That is why you read. If you immerse yourself in somebody else's life, even if it is a made-up life, it might stop you thinking about your own. That's so true. Escapism. At the moment, it's the only meaningful way in which you can be free. Can I skip for now? I just have to wait through this, then I can skip for many days. Okay. She came back. She has done this many times before, but you find yourself shrinking away from her regardless. You do not want the witch touching your hair. You do not want her touching any part of you. You do not want to be alone, but you do not want to be with her either. You do not want her to disappear, but you cannot bear to look at her. Paralyzed by indecision, not knowing what you want, not knowing what to say, you edge away, small and afraid, while the witch smiles. Now let me make you beautiful. This is the old one. I'm princesses supposed to be calm, composed, and perfectly poised. You might not remember much of your past, nor of your life in the palace, but you think you should be accustomed to compliments at this point. Surely, princes have been going down on one knee and taking your hand for years, ever since your 18th birthday. It should be ingrained in you, but you feel awkward and clumsy before the witch's words regardless, stripped bare and all the exposed. It is enough to make you wonder, are you really a princess at all? That's old. You mean to reply, really you do, but the words catch in your throat. Your initial instinct is to thank the witch for her kindness, but why should you? She kidnapped you. You do not owe the witch anything. You do not owe her anything at least, but that makes it all the more complicated to navigate this gift. What should you do? You dither for a few moments, rendered mute. You never know what to say to the witch, while the witch chuckles. Well, let me leave this for you at the bedside table. You can peruse them when it's most convenient for you, or not, if they aren't to your liking. I'm not boorish enough to force a gift upon a fair maiden if she doesn't want it. That is quite curious, given she was boorish enough to kidnap you. Now let me look at you. How have you been faring in my absence? I see you've been eating well, that's good, but... The witch examines you critically, as a sculptor might eye a piece of marble, conjuring with their mind's eye the hidden art piece waiting to burst forth from it. Something about the way the witch looks at you makes you tremble. Her gaze really is discerning. It's as sharp as a razor, uncomfortably so. Why does the witch make you feel like this? You do not know, but you wish she didn't. It makes your skin crawl. Oh dear, your hair looks awfully naughty. I fear you've not been taking proper care of it. Alright. Next day, the time unspools before you, each day blurring into the other. You have so much time now, but there is precious little to fill it, save reading. You have gone through most of the books in your tower already, and you're beginning to long for something more than light, frothy fairy tales, even more insubstantial than sea foam. Perhaps you will ask the witch for more books when she visits you, though you have no idea when that will be. Her visits are sporadic, and she does not always stay for very long. She seems to care more about how you look than what you think, and she fusses about your hair and clothes more than your words. But maybe that is to be expected. You are a princess after all. You were raised like a sacrificial lamb, to be bartered away to the highest bidder. That is how all princesses are, whether they are engaged to princes or kidnapped by witches. They exist to be looked at and to be admired. What they think of is little consequence. The witch's treatment of you rankled in the beginning. It stung your pride you suppose, as a princess. In the beginning you railed against her. Now, however, you have begun to miss her company. Every day, when you are awake, you are made aware anew of just how much your world has shrunk. It contains nothing save the witch. There is nothing for you to anticipate beyond her visits. Nobody for you to speak to save the voices in your head. It wears upon you, but you have the strangest of feelings that this is where you belong. This is your new world. You are playing the role that is expected of you, for is this not what princesses are supposed to do? Being a prisoner might be in your blood. It's part of who you are, ingrained into you, just like your knowledge on how to pour a cup of tea without spilling it, or how to address your superiors without making a nuisance out of yourself. You know now, you know how to be quiet, how to be meek, how to be mild. You do not know how to stop worrying, however. What will happen to you if the witch begins to tire of you? What then? You get moided? Big yawn. Sorry, I'm just a little EP. It's not that it's boring, I'm just a little EP. Do you ever feel like screaming, dear? Okay, this is the same. It almost feels like being back in the conservatoire again. Wait a momento! Is this the protagonist of the previous game? She does have pink hair. Are you talking about the conservatoire? The conservatoire? What is that? Some sort of school for witches? Never you mind, dear. The witch chuckles softly, her fingers stilling in your hair. You did notice until now? That is the previous game protagonist? As the witch? I suspected it, but... Her voice sounds light as always, but you detect a strange note to it, a degree of hesitance. Did she misspeak? Perhaps she let slip a bit more than she intended. It is a nuisance, that is all. I vowed that I would not take on more favors for others, but even witches must fulfill their purpose. I have rather begun to sicken of other people. They can go and rot for all I care. But you are different. I know, no matter how much hardship I have to endure, you will not leave me. You will not abandon me. She was Rose-Deep and her name was Rosette. I forgot her name! Oh, that makes so much sense now. I will let you. Well... More days? More nights? Is the obediency test? She's gonna ask you if we love her? Oh. You have grown comfortable in her presence, more than you imagined you might, and the witch has seen this. She has sensed the easing of your breathing, the slumping of your shoulders, and she smiles from it, amused by your easy acquiescence to her affection. You have become docile, just like a cat. She is well aware of it, and this fact brings a blush to your face. You look at your lap, your eyes half-lidded, and tell her that you are simply too tired to fight her off. You have been her prisoner for so long it would be foolish to remain antagonistic towards her. She is the one, after all, who feeds you, who entertains you, who keeps you company. You really are a good girl. Okay, this is same. You have been fighting off slowly mounting feelings of deja vu since you first awoke in this tower, but this question finally brings you to your senses. You feel as though you have finally awoken, just like Sleeping Beauty, from a long, long dream. The witch has asked you this question once before. She asked you whether you loved her, and you refused her. You are too proud and haughty to accept her love, and you paid for it. She splashed your blood against the tower floor, and you were left to lie there in a heap, a sad, pathetic pile. You did not look very much like a princess then, for all of your airs and graces. The witch left you to die, but she is a merciful witch, and she has given you a second chance. What will you say to her this time? We could say we don't love her, or we love her. Let me see. Let me do, when you do quick poll. Do we love her? We'll do both, but which one first? There we go, here's a poll. We don't do polls very often. Vote the poll. Do we love her or not? I'm gonna drink some water. Delicious water. Water. Stretch. Another rewind? We're gonna say no again. We'll be like, no. Don't love. Don't love. Oh. Alright. Okay. Info, we don't love her. Hold on, info. We don't love her. I don't love you. Oh, dear one. The witch clicks her tongue as she examines you, one hand under her chin. You are proving to be awfully stubborn. I return. Welcome back, Aluber. You quail before the witch and her large, rose-like eyes, your head hanging. You have the awful feeling that you have disappointed her, a feeling which is intense enough to be crushing. Welcome back. Welcome back. She knows of the loop. I think she knows whenever the witch asks her if she loves her. Someone check the tip of the yes? You feel your insides squirming unpleasantly, as though they have been hooked by a fisherman's lure. You are almost tempted to apologize to her. You cannot help it if you do not love her, but you wish she didn't look so very hurt. Well, it's no matter. This is hardly the first time I've asked you this question, and it's hardly the first time you rejected me. At this point, I've become accustomed to it. It's like a little game, and I rather enjoy games. They were not so very fun, I would admit, at the conservatoire, when the other girls played tricks upon me, but it has been rather entertaining to watch you squirm in my tower, all alone. Now, shall we give this another go? I wonder how long you can keep on resisting me. You might be strong. I suppose I should have expected it, really, given your true nature. But I've endured horrors you can't possibly understand, and I'm even stronger. I'm not gonna let you get the better of me. I've had enough of being walked all over, my dear, pretty princess. Oh wait, no, this is a bit different. But we're getting stabbed again. Yo, hello! Welcome! What if she names us is her checking another us and there's multiple of us? The witch draws a knife from thin air as she speaks, her smile cloying, so sweet it's almost saccharine. She takes one neat, nimble step forwards like a dancer and draws you to her once more. You recognize this pose. She has held you in her arms like this before, the Prince Siegfried to your white-winged Odette, but the front of your pale gown and your fair ivory skin do not remain so for very long. The witch's knife plunges into your chest sure and true, the blade sliding between your ribs as though it belongs there. You gasp, but not in surprise. You have the dull feeling as you totter back that this has happened once before. You are accustomed to it already. It is not so very surprising, therefore, when you gasp, you choke, you splutter, blood burbling from between your lips, such a deep crimson it's almost black. Your body teeters. Your legs, two slender stems, give away beneath you. Then you fall. Your head makes a loud crack as it hits the ground, like a gourd dropped from a tall height, from the window of your tower, perhaps, but you don't register it. You can't hear it. You have already succumbed. You feel tired when you finally wake up. At this point, you have seen the ceiling one too many times. It stares down at you hatefully, as restrictive as the shell of a walnut, a prison in which you have found yourself trapped. You have been here before. You have seen these walls, and you have seen that window. You have seen the sky beyond it, but never have you seen any door. There is no way out here. Listlessly you lie there, remembering the many deaths which dance through your mind like dust motes. You have died so many times you can hardly keep track of them. Then you hear a voice. Her voice. You recognize this too. You have seen this scene play out so many times before you have become quite jaded. Perhaps it is time to dissociate. You let the witch introduce herself once more as though you are strangers. As your days begin to melt away, the time passes, one day after another, over and over and over, until the witch one day asks you that all-important question, do you love me? We keep denying her, I guess. No! This again. The witch tuts, evidently displeased, as her fingers press against her cheeks, her nails sharp, like claws, so they almost draw blood. I'm beginning to tire of this back and forth. I thought I would be able to break you down by this point, like the dear little doll that you are. But never mind, it will appear some further persuasion is in order. Just don't complain if it hurts, dear one. Remember, you are the one who brought this upon yourself. There is a flash of silver, one which has become far too familiar. Then you feel pain, but only for a few seconds. The witch's blade sinks into your chest, plunging into your heart. You bleed and your body crumples to the floor. Then you die. And you wake up again! You feel tired when you wake up. It's the same. No! 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 No, I don't love you. Leave me alone. I don't love you. Oh no! It's not working. It's not working! Keep going, I'm trying. I don't want it. I don't want it. Okay, I feel a little bit more. It's like you're done being stand-in. She'll get bored eventually. Eventually. Hold on. But you know, I have a... Okay, what if we just exit? What if we just exit? Like, what if we just exit? I don't think that does anything. Locked. Okay, fine. Loaded it. Oh, what if I start it? Probably not a good idea to start it. No, that starts it from the beginning. Load. Load this one. One of these days. I do love you. How strong is this girl's obsession? Bad level of obsession. Yeah, I don't think it's... Okay, fine, I love you. In the face of the witch's inquisition, there is only one thing you can say. There is only one thing that destiny will allow you to say. This is the moment that your story has led up to. This is why you exist within this tower, with the witch watching over you. You exist solely so that you can love her, and you know the moment the words pass your lips that you have done your duty. You have fulfilled your role in this story. There will be no more resisting from you now. Your shoulders slump in relief, finally content with your newfound bondage with this repeating, recursive nightmare as the witch smiles. She looks at you tenderly, as a mother might a child, as though you are her child, and you have pleased her by eating all of your vegetables or tidying up your toys. It took some doing, but you have finally given her the correct answer. Of course you love the witch. How could you not? She is all you know in this world, and all you have to rely on, and is blind reliance, not what love is. The witch seems to agree, because she giggles. Her fingers curl against your captive cheeks, her nails digging into them just hard enough to hurt, so sharp she threatens, for a brief moment, to draw blood. But your concerns are soon allayed, or else overwritten, when the witch leans in. Softly she says, I know you couldn't keep holding out against me. You were awfully stubborn, But all that silly resistance is in the past. Finally, you're all mine, my adorable, pretty princess. Then she kisses you, a harsh, crushing kiss which robs the air from your very lungs and the sense clean out of your skull. Do we progress at least? Is she finally happy? Can we see the... You want him to draw the smooching? You thought, after confiding in the witch, that she might be more compelled to spend time with you. You had hoped by sharing your gently blossoming feelings it would kindle a newfound understanding between the two of you, and that she would come to care for you. You had hoped. Oh, you are not sure what you had hoped. Not anymore, but it was not this. The days continue to slide by, as slippery as an eel's back, yet you see no sign of the witch. She left you food enough to last several weeks. Food which does not seem to sprout mold or nor turn sour, no matter how much time passes. Perhaps it is enchanted. The hard loaves of rye bread the witch bequeathed you do not turn bluish white from age, and the cheeses she bestows you with retain much of their flavor. The punnets of strawberries are still sweet, the cherries tantalizingly tart. You are not in any danger of languishing any time soon, but though your stomach is full, your heart feels disconcertingly empty. It feels as though the witch has stolen something from you, something precious which you cannot recover. The witch has already stolen from you your old home, your old life. She may have also stolen your old memories, though you are less sure about that. You are beginning to fear, however, that in the wake of your confession, she has stolen something even more intimate. She has stolen your affection, plucking words of love from your lips as easily as she might twist a berry from a bush or the head from a flower. She has harvested your feelings in a manner which, in retrospect, seems uncomfortably calculated. Did she lavish you with gifts so that you might grow to adore her? Did she cultivate your feelings on purpose, in the hopes of reaping them, or having something else to steal from you? Now that she has claimed your heart, perhaps she no longer finds you amusing. Has she begun to grow bored of you? What will happen to you then? Will she abandon you, all alone in this tower, with no way of escaping, with no means of procuring your own food? If she were to do that, you are sure you would die, either of loneliness or of starvation. You are unsure which would come first. You try to take solace within the pages of the numerous novels within your tower, but you have read them all before. The stories entombed within the pages do not change. They cannot distract you from your anxieties. The actions of the put-upon heroines in any chance all seem awfully trite. There is a lot of running through woods, brambles, snagging at the hems of dresses, or else catching in hair, and anyway, these stories all end badly. The heroine always dies. As far as romance stories go, they are not very cheerful. They cannot console you. The witch is not there, and in her absence you are all alone. Okay? We just wait in the tower and she comes back. The days continue to pass, but little changes. The witch pays you a handful of visits, but they are infrequent, few and far between. They are depressingly perfunctory alongside it. These visits do little to assure you that the witch still loves you. How can she, when she comes and goes so easily, just like a cat? If she loved you, could she really abandon you without a backward glance? You do not know, or perhaps you do not want to. She is beeg. Dwelling upon it is too uncomfortable. Does the witch not know what she's doing to you? Does she not know how much you have come to care for her? Surely she must, for it was she who pulled that confession, timorous though it was and uneasy, from your lips. Okay, have fun lurking, Aluber. You told the witch that you loved her, and she has repaid you by abandoning you. Did you come on too strongly? Was she unhappy to hear of your affection for her? That cannot be right, though, not when she laughed upon hearing your confession. You thought that it would make her happy, but was that not presumptuous of you? What do you know of the witch? You do not even know her name. You work yourself up into knots with every day which passes, so much so your insides feel uncomfortably tangled. Not knowing what to say nor what to do, you remain mute. It is easier to say nothing than to say too much, and to shatter what little regard the witch might have for you. But you ache for her presence, for attention, and for affection. And so, unable to stop yourself, you find yourself asking the witch what you did wrong. Why has she been avoiding you? Avoiding you, dear one. The witch looks at you questioningly, her expression so believably bemused that you begin to doubt yourself. I'm not avoiding you. Perish the thought. Why would I do something so callous? You're not sure. That is why you were asking her. She spent so little time with you lately, you just thought. Ah, that is where you're getting tripped up, dear one. You are a princess, therefore you should not think. You have no need for it. Princesses are made to be pampered by others, not to try and sleuth their way out of their own problems. You'll be much happier if you stop worrying, silly thing. Well, yes, you suppose she is right. You can see the logic there. Your life would be a lot easier if you could simply switch off your worries, as if they were a gas lamp, but... that's enough, dear one. Remember what I said? There's no sense in thinking. You will work yourself up again. But you cannot help but think. You have nothing else to occupy your hours when she is away, and she has been away so often lately. Ah, yes, I suppose you're right. I've been keeping away from you lately, but that is not due to any malice on my part. No. The princess Ben is a guy with their first girlfriend. They don't know how to treat the lady. The witch is a bad partner. Of course not. My feelings for you remain as strong as ever, but I've been awfully busy lately, that's all. There are many sad, lonely girls out there, after all, with wishes that need granting. If I've seemed at all distracted, that's why. It's nothing to do with you, so please do not cry. I cannot bear to see you looking so sad. What, you were crying? Yes, you are. Your eyes are wet, and so are your cheeks. You poor dear thing. The witch tuts and then leans in. Gently, she introduces her fingers to your cheeks, cupping them as if you are something invaluable. When she touches you like that, you feel as though you are precious. On your own, it's easy to get caught up in the mire of your own thoughts, but the witch... Shh, easy now. Try not to cry, dear. You will spoil your pretty face. With the witch, you feel like the princess she claims that you are. She makes you feel as though, for the first time in your life, you are wanted, you are needed, you are safe. And perhaps that is why you begin to cry in earnest. The gentler the witch handles you. You always thought it was a foolish saying, to kill somebody with kindness, but now you think you can finally see the logic behind it. The witch is killing you, whether she knows it or not. Even when she leaves you, you are not alone, not truly. She has burrowed her way into your heart, and there you fear she will remain, lodged from now until the end of all times. You will never be able to disentangle yourself from her. You love her far too much for that. She got us hooked. Warnings? You try to maintain a positive attitude as the days elapse, afraid that you might deter the witch if you become too mawkish. You can get through the days well enough, brushing your hair, painting pictures, or else flipping through the numerous books which the witch has brought you. You have distraction enough to keep your mind and your hands occupied, a fact for which you are thankful. You do not have many distractions, but you have enough. The MC gonna die of old age. Wake up day one. Oh no. When the sun sinks beneath the trees, however, and the sky turns dark blue, then black, your doubts begin to pile up on you. During the night, when it is cold and the wind is blowing, you can no longer fool yourself. It has been a week, 2 weeks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 since you last saw the witch. She visits you rarely now, so much so that your cool, untouched skin is beginning to yearn for the brush of her fingers. You sit by your window when the sun begins to sink, and you watch as it dips beneath the horizon. You hope with the setting of the sun that the witch might pay you a surprise visit. You wonder whether she might appear at the window and pull you into her arms and pepper your eyelids and your cheeks with kisses. But she never does. She's not coming back. She left us. She left us forever. Oh no, don't. There's so many days are passing by. Oh no. Oh, there we go. You are sitting at the window once again, as has become a commonplace occurrence for you, dreaming of what could be, of what should be. When first you were imprisoned within this stone tower, you used to dream of escaping from your confines and running far, far away. You had dreams of sitting upon a cliffside, the salty breeze in your hair and the sound of the waves upon the shore in your ears. That or seeking refuge against rows of thatched roof cottages in a quiet residence where few dwell. You dreamt of being taken in by somebody wiser than you, somebody kinder. You dreamt of being treated with care and with respect. That is all you wanted. The previous one would have abandoned the heroine. Murdered, but not abandoned. Exactly. But your wishes have shifted since then, as has your heart. No longer do you dream of the seashore, of the waves, and of the cliffs. Your dreams have become rather more isolated. You dream of residing within the walls of this tower, as you currently do, with a witch by your side. She tells you that she loves you, and you lean into her love. You accept it without question, as if it were butter from heaven, sweeter than honey. You no longer wish to be loved in a calm, quiet, measured sort of a way. You want the obsessive, all-consuming love of a witch who was determined enough to keep you captive. What other form of love could be more meaningful than this? You do not want a bland love, a milquetoast love, a common, everyday, unremarkable love. You have grown accustomed to the love of a witch, a love which possesses and which consumes. You want the witch to love you as you have come to love her. But when the witch finally does come to visit you, you cannot see any love upon her face. You cannot see any love in her eyes. They are cold and hard, just like stones. You gasp when you see her. You do not expect her, and scramble to her feet, to your feet. Your soles are bare. You did not bother to dress yourself, have not bothered for the last... How many days has it been? You do not remember. You have grown rather slovenly about your appearance. You no longer care to brush your hair, to change out of your nightgown, to don your petticoats or your bodice, or even your stockings. What is the point when the witch has stopped visiting you? You would sooner lie in your bed like a consumptive wench and slowly die. That is how it feels without the witch's company, like you're dying. You have known an intense, obsessive love, and now it is gone. Without that love, you have begun to wither away. It really is a tragedy. You hope the witch will be able to see how much you are suffering without her. You hope that she will take pity upon how very pathetic you have become, as she will promise to stay with you. You wait with wide, eager eyes, hoping that she will offer you some excuse as to her absence. It needn't be a good excuse, so long as it is not, I have grown tired of you, so long as it is not, I no longer love you, or worse still, I never loved you. If she lies to you, you can still love her. If she lies to you, you can pretend that she still loves you. If she lies to you, she can spare your feelings. But the witch's voice is less than reassuring when she addresses you. Her voice is cool when she says, "Dear me, you are in an awful state. You haven't brushed your hair, and you haven't bothered dressing either. Some princess you are. Your parents would be ashamed. If a creature like you has any parents to speak of, that is." A creature? You look at the witch uncomprehendingly. What does she mean by that? I mean what I said. Just take a look at yourself. If you do not believe me, look at your reflection and try to argue that you aren't a creature. You look at yourself, but there's no mirror. You have not seen your own face, save for the faint reflection in the witch's dark eyes. For God, how long have you been trapped in here? Ah yes, I suppose that's true. I was hoping you might remember who you are for yourself, without me needing to spell things out for you. But you're remarkably dense, aren't you? I thought you were supposed to be wise, but I suppose even the most powerful of witches are capable of self-delusion when the truth becomes too unpleasant for them to confront it. We're a witch? What did she mean, witches? You thought that you were a princess. Oh yes, I did tell you that, didn't I? I thought it would be amusing. A bit of role reversal. I'd wondered if you would like to be the heroine in a love story, for once, rather than the antagonist, but it has dragged on for too long already. It isn't entertaining anymore. It was never that entertaining in the beginning, to be honest. But then again, I've never been as cruel as you are, and I don't enjoy reveling in other people's misery. I just thought you deserved a taste of your own medicine. Are we the witch from the previous game? Your own medicine? What's she talking about? What do you think? Just take a look. This should answer all of your questions, dear one. The witch? But is she witch? Smiles sardonically, her eyes half-lidded, as she reaches into the wicker basket which dangles from the crook of her arm. From within it, blanketed beneath a scrap of red fabric, she extricates a gilt mirror. The witch pauses the mirror with the hem of her satiny gown, then hands it to you with an anticlimactic, "Here." Your fingers brush as you reach tremulously to take the mirror. Your innate desire upon seeing that mirror is to draw away from it, or else to dash it upon the ground. You do not want to think about what you will see reflected within its smooth, glassy surface. You are afraid if you acquiesce, all of this will be over. You will no longer be able to pretend to be a princess, but you are aware at long last that you are pretending. Perhaps you were always aware of it. You never really felt like a princess, even when the witch bestowed this identity upon you. The word princess never resonated within you. It never felt like you. You still cannot remember spending your days within a palace, or a castle, or even a dungeon guarded by a dragon. You cannot remember meeting any princes, kings, or queens. You are not a princess then. You were never a princess. But of course, you always knew that. You just wanted to play pretend. Who are we? Who is that? But the face which stares up at you from the mirror's smooth, untroubled glass, all pale skin and dark, staring eyes, makes it obvious just what you really are. You were, and always will be. A witch! That's right. The witch, Rosette, regards you unblinkingly with dark, dead eyes. Eyes which have seen far too much for one so young. But how young is she really? How long was she trapped, running through fractured fairy tales as she tried to escape from you? You do not know. Oh, we are the witch from the previous. We look different. You hardly recognize her, but you recognize yourself. You might have lost sight of who you were when Rosette left you, but now, do you remember? I remember. I always remember. My name is Briar. That was our name! Yes, that's right. I am Medea, and this girl is, or was, Rosette. And though our paths continue to cross, we have always been alone. This girl, once so innocent and assuming, languishing for want of love, has known what it feels like to be adored to the point of insanity. She has been drowned, buried, and consumed by love, and in so doing, she changed. She is not the girl she once was. She has become a fine witch in her own right, with eyes that reflect no light, with a heart that contains no love. She caught you, me, us, while we were drifting, bereft, languishing for lack of a little girl who had oh so cruelly broken ties with us, and she imprisoned us. I don't know how long we have been trapped here, nor how long Rosette has been toying with us, but I cannot even bring myself to resent her. I cannot hate her, no matter how much she might have hurt me. She called upon me when she was alone, and I answered. I promised that I will be there for her. We made a vow, and though she turned her back on me, our connection was never really severed. The love of a witch, after all, is a powerful thing. Even when poisoned, it continues to bloom, bright red like roses. Rosette. Ah, my adorable, beautiful Rosette. No matter how much time passes, I still find myself drawn to you. Even now, I still adore you. Whether a mermaid, a poor village girl, or a princess, I will continue to love you. My feelings for you will never waver, even if you never had any fondness to spare for me. How could it? You ought to know yourself now, after becoming a witch in your own right, that it really does get so lonely here. Wait, there's a video? There's a video? The end of an obsession. Oh, those are the scenes from the previous game. I mean, it's kind of cool. Singing. Title drop! Two yanderes in a fugitive romance. I don't think she was a yandere. She was just trying to get revenge. I don't think Rosette actually likes us. We're the only yandere here. We didn't get to yandere in the end. It was portrayed as yandere what Rosette was doing, but Rosette just don't like us at all. She just wanted to torture us. Like, make us fall for her again, and then, like, walk away. Advertisement? Oh, no. I'll wait for you to get your advertisement done. But that was it. I think that was it. Unless it's one of those things where I start and it goes something else. Let me look at the credit. Notes! Oh, hey! Oh. Okay, that's kind of long. Let me see. It's for the yandere gem. It views heavily on the themes. It's a linear story. That's fair. I mean, this one's shorter. Fairly lowly. The original game was 50k was. Yeah, this one's shorter. I think she said it was like 15k. Yandere Yuri. What if the protagonist was kidnapped by an obsessive yandere who later grows bored of her and tosses her aside? This written some pretty dark stories in the past. Yeah, the person who made this has done a lot of visual novels already. So they make it Rapunzel so they didn't make it too uncomfy with real life scenarios. So it's more Rapunzel princess like, okay. And then they made the dreamy story, and then they thought that it would make a twist to reverse the roles. Yeah, Rosette has no interest in Medea's love. She's torturing her former tormentor to achieve her own catharsis. So basically, yeah, she's just like, she pretend to be yandere, but actually she's just getting revenge on us. Ultimate winner in the toxic lesbian magical showdown. That is crazy. There's some Higurashi when they cry influences. But the mama ni. Thank you for making the game. No. Yeah, you know what? This is a cute, the cute little two-parter. Toxic magical lesbian showdown. It's a hell of a phrase. It is a hell of a phrase. Okay, what happens if I start it? Is it just going to be new, or is it like the previous game where it's like, wait, is it? I think this is new. I feel oddly empty when I finally wake up. I lie in bed, staring up at the ceiling of the tower my beloved Rosette prepared for me. A birdcage in which to trap me so I might never leave her. She bent, I suppose, to torture me, just as I tortured her. Yes, all this time she was laboring under a misunderstanding. I never once meant to torture her, and neither did I wish to hurt her. Why would I do that when I loved her so much? She might not have realized it, but my intentions were pure, even if my methods were not. I love Rosette without restraint, for that is not what witches are supposed to do. We are not beings, after all, who are known for tempering our emotions. Everything I felt keenly, and Rosette did wish, as she languished in the conservatoire for a companion. She wished for somebody who would stay by her side no matter what, somebody who would never ever leave her. I was only granting her wish, yet when she got what she asked for, she found she no longer wanted it. It is an age-old adage with humans, I suppose. One must be careful what they wish for, lest it come true. Poor Rosette never realized how intense love can be, I suppose, when she wished for it. How was she to know, the poor thing, when she had never been loved before? I made her wish come true, and I tried to fill her with love so that she would never be lonely again. I gorged her with the stuff, and she grew sick of it. She grew sick of me. She abandoned me, bereft and alone, in a patchwork fairy tale of by making a fantastical world I crafted for Rosette, so that she might never be alone. But she came back. She couldn't leave me, just as I suppose, cannot leave her. She returned to my side, much changed after all I had subjected her to. But I suppose my love for her changed me too. Adrift in fractured fairy tales, a witch with no fair maiden to ensnare. I drifted. Without Rosette, I forgot who I was. How could I continue to exist after all, on my own? Witches might be solitary creatures, but they always act in opposition to another. I've never once heard of a fairy tale solely about a witch. I lost my identity without Rosette, but restored it to me anew. She claimed to hate me, and perhaps she does, yet she still returned. She brought me back from the brink, so we might play out this little pantomime once again. Though this time our roles were reversed. It has been a strange experience, but not an unwelcome one. I don't mind acting a fair ingenue. Hold on. How do you pronounce it? Wait. How do you pronounce it? Wait, it's Italian. Ingenue. Just ingenue. For my dear Rosette, if that will make her happy, if courting my love, then casting it aside, will grant her the happy ending she so ardently desires. Now that I wonder, should I submit myself to Rosette once more and give up to my give myself up to fate, or should I resist just a little longer? Fight! Oh, except... I don't think she would accept her fate. I mean, we did go into that loop for the longest time. Well, I did save. I clicked fight. Yes, perhaps that's for the best. In due time, I'm sure my memories will begin to tarnish once more, like the surface of a mirror. Then I'll be able to experience the story once more, with myself as the put-upon heroine. Until that day comes, however, I'll continue to lie here. I will think of myself and all Rosette. I will allow myself a degree of contentedness we witches rarely feel. Rosette might not be here, but she's the one who built this tower to entrap me. She meant to keep me here, and as long as I remain, Rosette will always be a part of me. I will always be a part of her, and I need never be lonely again. Okay, so she's contenting herself. Then Rosette did all this for her. So there must be something there, right? Okay, let me try the other one. But it probably just resets. But I said all this before, haven't I? I might be a witch who has lived for thousands of years, but I have no wish for me to be. But I'm not gonna repeat myself. What should I do myself now that this tale is concluded? Okay. Except, yes, that does sound lovely. Tales are best experienced once, but we witches are greedy. We live for longer than ordinary humans, so we might indulge in the same story over and over. There is no harm in overindulgence, not when we witches will never truly die. There is nothing to prevent me from sinking once more into this yarn which Rosette spun for me. And so I will do just that. I will give up my memories once again, and will allow myself to be reborn. I will let Rosette cut me, and coddle me, and kill me. I will let her kill me over and over again, roses blooming in this tower to commemorate every single one of my deaths. I will submit to myself once more to her hands, and in so doing, I will plunge myself ever deeper into this endless obsession. And the game shut itself off. The game said, yeah, that you're done. You're done for good. You're done. Well, we done did it. We done got voided. How many times? We got voided a bunch of times. We got voided so many times. We got voided. Game said, no more. No more. No more. Yeah, but it did say that to beat the game, it would be like an hour and a half. But, you know, reading it out loud, really almost like 3 hours. So I guess, okay, so I guess if a game says it'll be this much time, it has to be doubled. Okay. I got nothing more. What are we doing tomorrow? Oh yeah, tomorrow is Kabudini night. So we will have, what are we having? We were doing Jackbox for like the first couple hours, and then doing Left 4 Dead 2 with some of the members. Wahoo! Wahoo! I mean Kabudini night tomorrow. And then the day after that, we're drawing Pokemons. Well, anyway, I'm going Eevee, and it's also, you know who's on. I don't know why she's still on. She streamed so early today. It's like 7 hours. We'll go to her, but she'll probably be like, I'm ending. And then she gets to do she gets to bring you guys to other places. Otsu, thank you for coming. Good night. Bye.